Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and I'm running a series where I'm going to cover a basics of soft skills. Moving on with my previous session, we covered what is communication. If you haven't watched it, please go ahead and watch the previous parts of it. So today we are going to talk about the next part of communication. Yesterday we discussed about verbal communication. Now, today I'm going to share with you how is non-verbal communication really important and how it can change your life. Because non-verbal communication is the toughest communication because you are not speaking, you're not writing, the other person just gets an information or message from you. So if you haven't watched my previous verbal communication and how communication works, you can watch the previous episodes. So non-verbal communication, the super important thing when you are verbally non-communicating is your eyes speaks more than your words. You must have heard these lines. Whenever you are having eye contact where you are hiding something or you're not saying the truth or you are trying to portray a different story which is not true or maybe something which is not supposed to be shared, your eyes automatically reflect that. That is why whenever you are speaking to anyone, always have that eye contact. For example, if I don't have the eye contact with you with which I'm making this video, you will automatically lose interest. Same is when we are speaking with people, if you're rolling your eyes too much, if you're looking left, right, you look disinterested, people might assume that, hey, you're not listening to me. Maybe you are listening to them, but if you're not having the eye contact, it can go wrong. So maintain that eye contact even when you are listening so that the other person gets the information that you are actually listening to that person. Next comes are your gestures. Your gestures reflect a lot from your body language. How is my body language created? With my internal work, with my energy. If I am in a negative zone or if I have had a very bad day, my shoulders will slouch, my face will frown, or maybe even if I don't want to show, it will reflect from my face or my expression, or maybe I'll not be talking or whatever, but sometimes we try to hide that, but even your friends or your colleagues might come to know that something is not right with this person. However, if you're too happy, you're too jovial, people are loving to talk to you, people ask, right, what is the good thing that you're looking so happy, some good news or what, share with us also. So your body communicates before that. So all these things that I've showed you in the picture clearly defined. So this personal space is the third one. You can see how one girl is showing a face of crying and the other person is looking happy and astonished. So that personal space needs to be there in your personal life and professional life. Whatever is happening in your personal life, you cannot be showing it to the world. Yes, you should find it a space, a place where you can show it to the world, but actually you need to create that barrier so that your work does not get impacted by your personal problems and your home should not get affected by your office problems. So that's how you should be able to create that space amongst your entire situation or your whole life. Next comes is your posture. If you're always sitting like this, slouching and not standing straight, sitting in a very bad posture, sitting like this, all these things are communicating. Understand, before you even speak a word, your body is communicating an energy to the other person. That's why you must have encountered a situation where your best friend or your colleague or your family member, you might be looking okay, you're working also okay, but they just come up and tell you that, hey, I think something is not right with you today. Is everything okay? And you say, yeah, everything is fine. Understand that your body posture, your body language is communicating where you also don't know how it's communicating. We need to be careful what is our body communicating. That's why people get tags, right? People get tags that he's an angry person, he's an irritated person, he's a jovial person, he's a happy person, wo to bahut hasata hai. That's how. Next is physical contact. How much physical contact you have. If you're if you're shaking the hands again and again, if you're touching people, if you're just giving a high five to your manager, it's not the right approach. So these are few examples of non-verbal communication. However, non-verbal communication is a lot more. What happens is our body radiates an energy. And when that energy is radiated, it goes in the environment. That's why your mother or your closest person comes to know if something is not right with you. Non-verbal communication can be taken care if I clear it in my mind, if I set my mind in such a way that, this is the situation, I need to do this, and you plan your day. Even if something has happened in your family and you need to go to your work, you need to start preparing your mind that your workspace and family space is different. Same is with your family. If something has happened in your office, or you had a bad day, or you had a hectic day, and the same thing, if you're carrying at your home, energy of low, the energy of that deprived will radiate. And you will always feel that you are carrying other places things at your home, or you're carrying your home things at your workplace. Always make sure that you are communicating non-verbally in a professional manner. If you make sure and prepare your brain, irrespective of whatever is happening in your personal life, that is the way how you develop your emotional intelligence also. Emotional intelligence plays that role. Now, what are the subcategories of the communication? So we have heard about all the types of communication, verbal and non-verbal. We have covered that part. Now, what comes under the subcategories of communication, which can be comprised of both verbal? If we look over here, the subcategories of communication are written. We all know written communication is the clearest form of communication more than when you speak. Why? Because written communication is thought and then acted. While sometimes we speak without thinking and then we regret, oh my God, what did I speak? So the best part, if you want to be clear, it's always written. If you go to any firm, any company, they give you everything in writing because it is read, it is re-revised, and if any changes are there, you can make it. Next comes is the visual communication. Now, this communication plays a super important role because your brain catches the information visually more than any other kind of a communication. Why? Because visuals capture certain images in our brain. If I ask you a simple question, what is the logo of an Apple phone? You all will remember it easily. That is called as visual communication, where if you see an apple, which is a half cut, or if a bite taken, you will clearly understand it's an Apple brand. So that becomes your visual communication. Now, if you want to learn something, people use visuals techniques. You remember more than written or verbal. Then comes is your listening. Your listening also becomes a category of communication because you can only speak when you listen. But a lot of people fail in this, and we want to just speak as soon as we come to know, oh my God, I know this information and I want to speak about it. We fail to listen completely. Active and passive listening in my upcoming sessions, so hold on for that. But listening also becomes a part of communication. You don't have to always talk, write, but you also have to listen to other person. That's what makes you a patient person, an active listener, and it helps you grow your knowledge and makes you understand the situation much better way. And the latest one is the virtual communication, where the internet, the laptops, the computers have connected us to the entire world, and things have become easier for us to communicate. So these are the four subcategories of communication. And the last one is also a subcategory of communication which a lot of people skip. Apart from these four communications, there is one communication skill that I have incorporated in my training program, and I think it is super important communication than all these, and that is mind communication. When I started my communication session, I told on day one that everybody on this planet is communicating, and mind communication is such a super powerful technique that it communicates even before your body language, even before you speak, even before you write, or even before you do anything. So as soon as you think about someone, you directly connect with the other person. And that's why it is called as mind communication. And I love to take this example everywhere. When you light an incense sticks, the smell of incense sticks goes to everywhere. So mind communication, some people call it telepathy, some people call it. So that's how when I gave an example of the other person coming to know that you're not okay, you, in spite of showing them you're okay, they understand you're not okay. Or if something good has happened, you have a different level of energy, they come to know. How do they come to know? Because your mind communicates even before you communicate. So mind communication is super strong. So whenever you are talking behind anybody's back, whenever you are talking anything good, bad, positive, negative, understand that the message is going to the other person, and that is why a lot of conflicts happen. Have you ever faced a situation where you have seen a person and you don't like to be with that person? Maybe, or you just work at some place for a week and you just don't feel comfortable at a certain place. It is because there are certain communication that is happening. Maybe people are talking bad behind you, or maybe they are talking something negative, and you're not able to grasp that complete information, but you feel uncomfortable whenever you talk about that person because the mind is communicating negatively. So be careful whenever you are talking next time bad about anybody or negative about anyone. It does radiate and it does communicate. Though you may be very good to them, but if your energy or if your words are going, it directly goes into the universe and it communicates. That's why tiffs happen, issues happen, relationship problems happens. So make sure that whenever you have issues with anyone, try to resolve them rather than speaking behind their back and then creating a bigger issue. Thank you for watching today's channel. My LinkedIn and Instagram account is mentioned in the description box. In case you want to connect with me for a detailed soft skill session, I would be happy to assist you. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye.